Welcome back to the Sound for More channel. Today I have the pleasure to show you how you can create gorgeous harmonies using the Harmonizer inside Prism Midi Sequencer. Before I continue, I would like to remind my viewers to subscribe as it helps with growing the channel. Thank you very much. So let's create a MIDI channel and also an audio channel. Then inside the audio channel we are going this time to search for Harmonizer, a great synth. Now let's open it up. Let's go to choose a default bank, and then we are going to choose keys, and then we're going to find something that we find interesting, like this electric piano, and let's test it. That sounds great. Perfect. Let's load now Prism as a MIDI processor. There it is. We link the two now. As we normally do, we select none here for the MIDI channel so that Harmonizer will receive Prism messages from MIDI channel number 1 only. Let's open up Prism, maximize that, select the new song, and then tonal track. Now it sounds like this. That's great. Let's go an octave below. That sounds quite a nice melody. So let's increase the number of bars here. So as we normally do here. So click and hold here and select 2 bars. We leave these length 1/4 and let's input some note. Let's play. That sounds great. That's a nice melody. Now let's go to Fuse, and here you will find the option for Harmonizer. So click on it and you get presented with this different screen. Now notice at the top here it says start with an X, then it says infinite number of bars. You have these letters here, these blocks with letters A, B, C, D, which are your pools, which are referenced here as well. Then what you have here is selection of octave. Now let's press here A to actually sample the pool, in this case pool A. And it sounds as normal. Now if I press the -1 here, I will add here an octave below. And indeed, if I want to see that, double click here to get another MIDI node. And here we are going to choose grunt stuff, and we're going to set the input to Prism. Okay, and now we're going to resize it a little bit more, like so, and reposition it so that we can see Prism and also grunt stuff at the same time, like so. So let's try again. You can see there are 2 notes there. And if I was to remove here, clicking the -1, you see only 1 note, the original one. Add an octave below. Okay, I could also add an octave above. And that's quite interesting, isn't it? So, and that is for pool A. Now we can go to pool B, okay, and we sample it here, right? So we click on here again to select it, okay, and we can sample it still here. And by the way, you can see that you can move here from the pool select here, which will give you the number of repeats, the direction, and if the pools are linked to each other, and also the type of input, which I will explain moving forward. But then if you click here, you change the screen here, it will go and it will say start from which pool. You can click and hold, move up, and you can select A, for example. Okay. And then you can change, for example, if you want to have infinite number of bars as it will play, or if you want to set it only to 2, etc., which will also depend on the number of bars set to be repeated. So click on here again. You see it says repeat 4 bars, this particular pool. In this case, let's change these to 1. So before it moves from one pool to the next, it will repeat that pool only for 1 bar. Okay, hopefully it makes sense. Direction is moving forward. Click and hold. You can change it backwards, random as well as you prefer, and you can link actually the pool so they move one after the other. Okay, so now for this pool here, what you can also do is go to the pad here and select the notes and the scale that you want to go up with. So if I select this one here, okay, it will add the second, so I can sample it. Perhaps know what I want. Click and hold here to remove it. Select here the third. Perfect. Add also the fifth here. That's quite interesting, isn't it? So let's go to another pool here, pool C. And let's add some notes an octave above. One below. Let's go to pool D. Let's add one octave below, an octave above, and then we are going to also add 2 more notes there. Now, the reason I have selected different notes for each pool is that to show you that you can harmonize, therefore adding octaves here or notes within the scale using the pads. For each of the pool, you have 4 pools here. Okay, now let's click here. Okay, it will say starting from pool A. Number of bars infinite. We are going to change that to 4, so we'll ensure that it will cycle after going through pool A, B, C, and D. And the reason that it will go through those for those 2 bars is that, of course, we set, if we click here, to repeat only 1 bar, which I could also change if I want to do that. And we also set 2 bars as the length of a pattern, so it will play pool A and B for the 2 bars and then repeat the 2 bars with pools C and D. Hopefully that makes sense. So let's try. And you can see here on the bottom right grand stuff that is showing you all the notes. Now let's change the direction. We do the opposite. So go back at the beginning, play. So as you can see, it started from A because I said start from A, but then he went in the opposite direction. So he went to D, then C, B, and A. Okay, and that is quite a nice way to add harmonies. You can create really, really interesting effects, right? And again, if I was to click here on the pattern A, I can say repeat these 2 with the direction we said move forward instead of backward. Now you will see pattern A repeated twice. Perhaps we do also pattern C repeated twice, so they're all repeated twice because it is by global setting. Okay. The reason now that it didn't go to play C and D, okay, is because if you click here, we set to 4 bars, so 2 played here, 2 played there, 4 bars, so we need to go to 8, and it will play C and D. Now, back at the beginning, click play. Okay, so it takes a little bit of time to actually learn how to use the harmonizer, but it's extremely powerful, and as you can see, you can create gorgeous harmonies. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and as always, see you next time. Bye.